Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Mindful Balance Pursuit, the podcast that serves as your compass to the journey on holistic well being. And kind of butchered that intro a little bit, but that's okay. Today we're talking about finance. We're talking on this podcast a lot about mental health and physical health and emotional health and all that. But today we're talking about business, and we're talking specifically about turning your side hustle into a main hustle, basically. So that is what I did, and that is what I'm going to share with you today. Right after I take a swig of this giant jug of Kool Aid. Yeah, I went to the gym and absolutely destroyed myself again. I don't know why I'm punishing myself. I can't wait to do episodes on physical fitness when I walk in and I'm just crippled and my back is totally messed up. But anyways, so um, side hustles. That's what happened to me. I had a little side hustle going on. It was doing well, but I was scared. I was scared to turn it into a main hustle. I don't know if that's a word, but main hustle. And what happened was there was a strike. And when the strike happened, it forced me to go all in because I didn't really have a backup plan. And so, yeah, after that, I realized, okay, I knew it would work. When the strike happened and I was out of work, this allowed me to show my peers, like not my peers, I don't care what my friends think, but my family and my fiance that hey, look, this can actually work. So that being said, I learned a lot. And so this year we had a really good year. Now, this is all I do. I quit my day job years ago. And so we did 222,000 in revenue this year, which is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And what makes it even better is a year for me, for my business, is actually 6 months. It's not a full year. It's an outdoor service construction business. Um, sorry, it's a construction company that provides a service for people where we work outside. And here in Canada, you know, there's not much we can do in the winter. The winters are pretty brutal here, and winter has already started for us. So we will be firing up again in hopefully April. So yeah, amazing 6 months. If I had a full year, oh man, the things I can do. But anyways, so here's what I discovered. Working a job that gave me a pretty flexible schedule allowed me to have a side hustle. And if you have a side hustle, that is amazing. And you should really pay close attention if you are worried about turning it into a main thing. If you don't have a side hustle, but you think, like, oh, I really want to start one. Just start one. At least get it in place so you can literally hit the start button and fire it up. So you want to get a job that has some flexibility, whether it be vacation time or weekends off, or at least you're home at a regular hour. If you're working day shifts, night shifts, 12-hour shifts, you're on this really weird rotation or you're out of town a lot, it's really hard to start a side hustle without totally quitting that job. So let's assume you have a job that is somewhat flexible and you can get your toes wet and you can start a business. Now, let's assume you have started this business and people have called you and you said, no problem, I can do that for you, or sell that to you, or build that for you, or whatever it may be. And you have gotten paid a decent amount of money that is as good or better than what you are getting paid at work. And then a little light bulb goes off in your head and you go, holy shit, if I can just do this 5 or 6 times a month, I could literally quit my day job. There's 1,000 situations just like this. So now, if you're like me and you're building shit and you're providing customers with a finished product at the end, then pay close attention. So first you have to ask yourself, does it work? Yes or no? Actually, let's do no or yes. So let's assume yes. Okay, it will work. So this is where we are now. We know it will work. This is it working. Okay, what is on my finger? Not working, working. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to get it to working. Number one, you have to ask yourself is, do I have the tools, the equipment, or the people in place to actually do the job if someone were to call me? So tools, equipment, people, laborers, truck, trailer, power tools, or if it's more of a, it's not a service-based industry, but you're selling. Do I have the product? Do I have ample supply of the product? Can I get the product at a reasonable wholesale price? Or am I building the product? And if you are building the product, can you build enough of them to actually keep up with a potentially high demand? Or should you maybe be stockpiling on this product? Okay, so things to think about, right? But for let's stick to not so much selling, but service industry. Do you have the tools, people, equipment in place to do the job in the first place? If yes, like perhaps you are the talent and you don't need anybody else, and perhaps you already have a truck trailer and all the tools you need to do the said job. Number one's covered. Number two is is there even a demand for it? In my case, there was. In my case, I figured there would be, and I didn't realize how much of a demand there was. So, is there even a demand for it, and how much competition do you have? If you have lots of competition, then that decreases the demand. If there is no competition, then that increases the demand. So, is there lots of demand for it? I hope the answer is yes. If it is no, then you might want to keep this tools, equipment, and people and maybe pick something else that has a little bit more demand. Okay? And I'm going to take a quick commercial break. Oh, that's literally just Kool Aid and creatine. But, anyways, I can't wait to talk about the fitness stuff. So, okay, tools, people, equipment in place. There is a demand. Three, let's assume people are actually calling you on weekends. And you say, hey, I'm working right now, but I can get to you next weekend. And then you say that to the next guy. I'm busy next weekend, but I can get to you in 2 weeks from now. I got you booked in. So you're creating like a schedule and you're filling the schedule in between shifts at work and blah, blah, blah. So you're filling up your schedule. There's a demand that is great. Two is you have to develop, and this doesn't have to be hardcore at first, but you have to develop some systems and processes to do the work. So this is basic standard operating procedures for doing the job. And you think, well, why would I do that if there's only a little bit at work? And why would I do that if I'm the one doing the job? I think I know how to do it. Um, Trust me, okay? You have to develop on paper, type on your computer, okay? Standard operating procedures for doing the job, standard operating procedures for talking to customers, for booking them in when they call. I write them, where do I book them? On my phone? On a calendar? Like, what do I do? Write this shit down. Because as you go and as you learn, you will stop doing things a certain way and do things a different way. And having it written down will help you map out the best way to do it moving forward. Okay. As you get busier and you hire a helper, then you need to have something written down to show them these are the standard operating procedures. This is how we handle this situation. This is how we install this product under these specific conditions. Okay, so you have to have this stuff written down. You have to have a operating procedure. You have to have systems in place. So you have to have systems in place for how you do the job. You have to have systems in place for how you handle money that is given to you from customers, where you put that money in a business account. You have to have systems in place for paying your insurance, for doing your bookkeeping. Okay, And you should hire a bookkeeper. That should be your very first hire. If you're doing a job that is physically demanding, where you cannot physically lift the thing you're trying to install and you need a laborer, then a laborer has just become equally as important as a bookkeeper. But a bookkeeper is number one, 100%. If your books are messed up in the beginning, it can set you back years. Trust me. And I don't want to get into it in this episode, but trust me, a bookkeeper is number one. Okay, so let's recap: tools, equipment, and people in place to do the job. People who actually would want this job done. That's a yes and a yes. Now you've developed systems and processes to do the jobs better, quicker, more accurately, and you're doing them so that you're making more money. So you're doing them quicker and better and at a cheaper rate to have more markup, to have less time wasted and more money in your pocket. Okay. So that sounds pretty good so far, I hope, to you. Number 4, notice how we haven't even talked about this yet. Number 4 is advertising. Okay, so before number 4, what are you doing? You're doing really good work and you're developing a reputation early, a solid reputation early. You are doing the hustle stuff where you are handing out flyers, you are relying on word of mouth, you are doing affordable Facebook advertising campaigns. Okay, you're not investing a shitload of money in Google Ads. You're not investing in a billboard on the side of the highway. And God forbid, you are putting money into radio. Don't put money into radio when you're first starting out. Okay, so you are relying on your reputation, word of mouth, maybe some sort of referral program for customers that you do a good job. You say, hey, refer a friend. Refer a friend, and I'll give you a $100 gift card to any restaurant you want. And when their friend calls and you do a job, you should make enough money on that job to be able to easily give the other guy a $100 gift card. Like that, you actually have to price that shit in, okay? And this is what gets you growing. So now the advertising, it has to come after the systems and the processes, because you have to have the systems in place to be able to handle a big rush of people after you start advertising. Okay, so you have a scheduling process, you have a quoting process, you have basically a whole customer relations binder on how to handle this stuff. You have a process for scheduling. I think I said that. So that is number 4. And now things are flowing, right? People are coming in. You got the tools to do the job. You got the leads, and you got the systems in place to handle all this. The third category is a huge category. You have to write everything down. You have to have a health and safety policy. You have to have a drug and alcohol policy, a late policy. You have to have processes for hiring people, for interviewing people, how you handle phone calls, how you handle money. So the number 3, the third category, is a huge, huge category. You have to put a lot of thought into it, and that's a big category. So number 5, the last and the best, and this is when things really start taking off, and it's usually after the first year. You've quit your day job now and you've been doing this for like a full year or 2. It's reinvesting in these things: more people, better equipment. Number 2 was, is there a demand, right? So investing, how do you invest in the demand? Well, you can offer the service you're offering, but do it better. You can offer another service. You could add upsales to the service that you're already doing to increase demand, or it can be as easy of a thing as starting another crew that can handle more demand. So you have 2 crews, or you have like a weekend crew and a weekday crew. Or if you are selling things, it is, is there a product that would complement this product that we can offer at a discounted rate, where it's like buy one get one 50% off, that sort of thing. So creating more demand for the product, or creating another product that has equally as much demand, or just improving on the first product that's making you all the money in the first place. Okay. And 3 is fine tuning your systems and processes. This you will do forever. You will always fine tune your systems. It could be like, what are the procedures for when we close up shop at the end of the night? Well, this isn't working. We can't do this, do that, and then sweep the floors. We need to sweep the floors, then do this, and then leave, because it takes less time. It's more efficient. There's always a better way, right? And then more money into advertising. So as you're increasing your people, your equipment, your training, you're handling the demand a lot better, and you have the systems in place to do it, then you can take on more advertising. So number 5 is literally just reinvesting in these 4 key things. So it's really not even 5 steps, it's 4 really. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this has got you thinking. Obviously it's very summarized. There's books on just lead generation. There's books on just having the right equipment. There's books on just advertising. There's books on everything. It's such a huge, like, small business is such a huge thing. But those are the categories in a nutshell that I've realized this is where I have to put my attention. And when I'm thinking in the off season, which is now, what am I doing? What am I doing while I'm sitting on my ass? I'm starting a podcast. No, what am I doing is I'm working on the systems and the processes. So at the end of the year, our foreman, when we're done and he's laid off for the season, I said, give me back the binder. Give me your binder of how to. So I got it back, and I'm going to go over it, and I'm going to scrap some shit that didn't work, and I'm going to add some stuff that I hope does work. And we're going to do this every year until we've got it basically right perfect. So thank you for listening. I always feel like I'm ranting a little bit at the end there. And then right now my throat is getting really, really dry. I'm not used to talking this much. And I'm also like forever sick. I'm on my 4th round of being ill, where I'm good for 3 days and then I'm ill all over again. So I feel like shit. Forever flu. Anyways, thanks for listening to me. I hope you are thinking of starting a side hustle, and the best time to start one is now. And if you have a side hustle, it is worth your time and your energy to try and test it and see if it works. And if that means you have to take 2 weeks vacation to literally work your side hustle as a test, then do it. Skip your vacations. Trust me, it will pay off in the long run when you're working for yourself next year. So thanks for watching. This was a fun one for me because things are going well for us and we are learning a lot. We're learning a lot in the realm of business, so I'm really happy to share. And if you have any questions, please comment and please subscribe. And I'm going to try and upload some videos at least every other day, if not a couple a week. So thanks for watching another episode. My name's Tom, and this is Mindful Balance Pursuit, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.